All right, all right, all right. What's up? What's up, good people? This is your boy Chris Reed Beats back with another video. Just wanted to start our stream off with a little bit of music to begin. And we're gonna get into some beats. In the time that we have. Make sure you hit that like button if you have not hit that like button thus far. And we're gonna jump into some of these beats right here. Brazuka, what's up, man? Welcome to the stream, my brother. Appreciate you for coming through. Oh man. So last time when I was doing my live stream, I had created a file and I called it something like For Summer Walker, essentially. So I named it For Summer, but I didn't get into it, right? I didn't get into it right away, but it's definitely something that I want to work on. Sometimes when I go into production like that, it can be stifling. And just like one of the options, it can be frustrating. Sometimes when I go into it like that and I say, I want to make this kind of track for this kind of person, I want to make this kind of track for this kind of reason, that's when things sometimes get frustrating. But then other times, you know, that's exactly what I need to keep myself focused and keep myself, you know, doing exactly what I'm supposed to be doing. So it really just depends on how I'm feeling, you know, what ends up happening. So, you know, I say that because I did give myself this name. That's from an old beat, so we're not going to be using that. That's from an old beat. And I say that because that's the direction that I want to go in this time around. I want to still use some of those patches that I found from Arcade using the actual studio keys. I want to find something in those studio keys that I could use to kind of start us off. And then with that, you know, like we'll get going. So when I think Summer Walker, I think, I don't know, I think 808, I think, you know, super bassy. I think, you know, nice drums. But then there's other things that that speak to her as well, like, you know, just like acoustic stuff. You know, sometimes a lot of acoustic elements, like acoustic guitar. You know, it has like a more neo soul vibe to it, so it really could go either way. It could go either or. It could lean more towards, you know, it could lean more towards her, or it can lean the other direction. You know, it can lean a different direction. So I think it really just depends. I think another thing is like melody, like chords is important, like making sure you have those like chords that are like very nice, and like a sound that's very, you know, like inviting. So I think we'll work on something, and like I said, inside of this from Arcade. Oh, okay, I fixed it. All right, cool. This don't go low enough. I need that to go lower. What's up? Why am I not going no lower than that? I need that to go lower. let's start there and let's build our way into something else. Let's start there. Let's build our way. So first, let's turn up this. Let's do some changes to this. Not the pulse. Yeah, because I can hear the 808 coming in. You know, we take it to a different instrument, I can hear something else coming in. Is there a way I can turn down some of that? All right, so let's see the tempo. I'm thinking bop, 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 bop. I think that'll work. All right, let's hear it. Just like that. Here's our chords, here's our notes, our keys. Create a nice little melody there. Dun, 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 dun. Dreamy. You know what I'm saying? And you know, I like this because uh-oh, I did something I didn't want to do. Uh-oh. So this is how it sounds regular. I think you can use part of this for like chorus and part of it for like hook. So I hit this automate button and we're gonna do some automation. Like, I think that could work for like a part, right? I think that could work for maybe for hook or, you know, one or the other. So I'm gonna set my blocks up like this while we're at it. So we got block 1 and block 2. And we'll turn up the automation for that sound on a different part of it. So definitely gotta go more arcade, I think. I think like that's very like dreamy. And I like it. Maybe add something like that to give it like some more, you know, to give it that more soulful feel. But even like I can hear even just like the drums already like. So I don't want this though. So let's have it come in right here on this part. So.
I told you, you better stay, you traitor. You never thought. I told you, you better stay, you traitor. I told you, you better stay, you traitor. You never thought the universe be looking for revenge. Look like you just doing a girl like that, thinking that nobody finna fight back. Losing your mind, baby, can't be sure.
I don't know. I mean, will it work? Will it not work? I mean, you know what I'm saying? Is it the vibe? Is it not the vibe? It feels like the vibe. It feels vibey. I mean, it feels like, and you know, I'm gonna play it too. I heard something important today. I heard something very important today from a very important producer, okay? About feelings and about knowledge and about music. And I heard something that was very important. I needed to hear it. I'm gonna play it too. I'm gonna play it right here. I'm gonna pull it up. I'm gonna play that because I needed to hear that because I feel it. I feel this. I feel this. I feel this more than anything else. I actually feel it. And that's important. Who is this? Oh, I never got a chance. Okay, cool. Perfect. Man, you better play this. Okay, hold on. Let's get the 808. What's up, Ben Bowman? How you doing, man? Welcome to the stream.
I told you, you better stay prayed up. You never thought the universe be looking for revenge.
Might have to turn the lights off for this one.
Doing a girl like that, thinking that nobody finna vibe back. Losing your mind, baby. Can't be sure. Times when it seemed nice to meet you. I'm sorry, I'm just into too much love. Nice to meet you. I need it, please don't.
All right, so I'm trying to download this patch. I'm gonna learn my lesson eventually, not to be downloading new patches on arcade.
Told you, you better stay prayed up. You never thought the universe be looking for revenge. Look like you just doing a girl like that, thinking that nobody finna vibe back. Losing your mind, baby. Can't be sure. Times when it seemed nice to meet you. I'm sorry, I'm just into too much love. Nice to meet you. I need it, please don't. I told you, you better stay prayed up. You never thought the universe be looking for revenge. Look like you just doing a girl like that, thinking that nobody finna vibe back. Losing your mind, baby. Can't be sure. Times when it seemed nice to meet you. I'm sorry, I'm just into too much love. Nice to meet you. I need it, please don't.
So one thing I noticed about like Summer Walker production, like there will be a section where the drums fade out, the bass line changes.
The universe be looking for
Ben says some good strings would be cool. And he's saying, you think? I'm sitting there. I'm literally sitting there just waiting for the thing to finish. Ben says, seems like your computer is having trouble. It's really just arcade. It's when I go to like download new sounds from arcade. I was sitting there talking, but hopefully I should be back now. So I was saying, I noticed that in some of Summer's production, like it really will have this moment where like the beat kind of changes a little, drums kind of fade out, the bass changes, you know, it kind of hits a little bit harder or whatever. So I'm going to add in some of those elements as well. I was trying to download this arcade patch. I think I was able to get it. I hope I actually like it, because that would be kind of unfortunate if it was like, oh, wow, I don't actually like it, and I waited all that time to download it. What y'all think? Y'all think I like this sound? What is this, bruh? I downloaded now, so we gotta at least try to hear what it sounds like.
I told you, you better stay prayed up. You never thought
So it's safe to say that I hate the sound. All right, yeah, well, you know, that's unfortunate. So I'm searching through some of these patches to see. Not iconic EP. Maybe.
I told you, you better stay prayed up. You never thought the universe be looking for revenge. Look like you just doing a girl like that, thinking that nobody finna buy back. Losing your mind, baby. Can't be sure. Times when it seemed nice to meet you. I'm sorry, I'm just into too much love. Nice to meet you. I didn't think so.
I'm gonna try that melody. I'm gonna just try some different sounds.
Times when it seemed nice to meet you.
So right here for the hook section. And I'm gonna add in that other bass.
I told you, you better stay prayed up. You never thought.
Yeah, let's take her out for a second so I don't get demonetized. try some Reason. I'm gonna try some Reason patches next. Just trying to try some of these. I got a lot of stuff in here. I might find something from here I like. Subtractors bass. I love Subtractors bass. All right, so. All right, y'all. So listen, we about to add in somebody into the live stream right now. You know what I'm saying? Somebody to help me, you know, with some of these vibes, some of these thoughts. You know what I'm saying? Help me, you know what I'm saying, figure out some of this stuff. And she said she don't want to be on camera right now. She said she didn't want to be on camera, but it's just an honor to have her here, especially like with me working on this track for her. I mean, Summer Walker is here, you guys. No, just Bro, imagine. Imagine. Can you imagine the thought process of what's happening if Summer Walker was here? My wife Tasia is in the studio with me. Everybody, welcome my wife Tasia. Say hi to the people. You got the mic right there. You got to. You can, bring that mic closer to you. You know what I'm saying? So I played the track for her. Chilmo says, "Hola, wife." What's up, Chilmo? Welcome. She not gonna let me put her on the camera, but she here. I told the people I was gonna have you here on the stream one day. But I played the track. While I was muted. I let my wife hear it. She said it sounds good.
Yeah. It's giving the sad girl vibes. I like it,
Sad girl vibes. Now, what does that mean? What does sad girl vibes mean?
Sad girl vibes. It's just like, a fall, autumn night, watching the rain pitter patter on your window. You're thinking about, just relationships and past things. I mean, it's just like sad girl music, when you're in that vibe where you might be in that time of your life, where you're just thinking about that one. And, yeah,
Okay, for sure. Ben Bowman said.
You've never been a sad girl, so
I guess I've been a sad
really
boy.
Yeah, okay, so yeah, you're a sad boy.
I've been a sad boy.
Yeah, you're thinking about that one. This was a long time ago, but you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, you just kind of get in that mood, that vibe.
It kind of has like a little. It has a little vibe. It says you have an echo. I think because I had played it. I don't know. But you know what I'm saying? I got the acapella and played it right along with it, and it does kind of fit her vibe. Yeah, we need that. We need that little drop right there. So, Chilmo says, my daughter, she loves and lives by sad girl vibes. Trust me, it's a thing. It's a thing. Tasia, we got to put you on camera. Yeah, you look great, babe. Next time. Well, let me take it off of this. Ain't no point in having this camera right here. Like we finna put her on camera. She ain't gonna get on camera. But nonetheless, Ben Bowman says, my wife is lying next to me. Isn't it great having a wife? Can we just speak and attest to, you know what I'm saying, being married folks, and like, it's a different vibe, you know what I'm saying? Like people really be like out here, doing a dating thing. They be, doing their own little thing, whatever they got going on. But it's just a totally different vibe when you got somebody that you've like given your life to, that you like partnered up with, man. It's really special. It's really awesome. You know what I'm saying? Hand claps for marriage. You know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to say it's the, you know what I'm saying? It has its things being married.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It has its things being married, but you know what I'm saying? I want to play this video for y'all so I can like kind of restructure, you know what I'm saying, what we doing up in here, okay? So I have found this clip. I'm going to play this clip because this is exactly what I was thinking about as I was listening to this beat, and like in my head, I was getting ready to do a whole bunch of musical stuff and just like a whole bunch of stuff. And I really had to just like stop myself and say, hold on, do you feel this though? Like, how do you feel about it? I'm going to play this clip for y'all. Y'all might have seen it. If y'all some, you know what I'm saying, if y'all some music folk like me, y'all probably are following this page. I probably have seen this before, but I'm gonna play this real quick. Let me restart
it. They just putting it out.
Restart it, and we're gonna play it. We're gonna watch this real quick.
I got to my verse.
Can you hear
Rich homie came in. He said, stop it right there. Stop right there. That's it right there.
That's it.
What's the problem? I said, you don't think that, no, I don't think nothing. See, that's your problem. You thinking. You think you using your talented mind. I said, what am I using? You using your talented mind.
So Zaytoven is in the studio with, this is Tank, and they're making a song. You know what I'm saying? I was thinking about this too. I was like, I should put you right there and then put your mic over there. That way I could look right at you. You could look right at me. We could be cute. He was saying that, you know, he was in the studio, right? He was in the studio. They're working on the track, and Tank, you know, Tank is very talented and, you know, singing, and he's very talented. He knows music, right? He's not just one of these dudes like, oh, you got a voice and you just sing. Like, nah, he knows what notes Brandy is doing when she does her run. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's like, yeah, that was A flat, B, C. Like, he knows it. So it's like, for him, like, he want to get musical. He ready to lay some layers, some stacks. He ready to do some harmonies, you know what I'm saying? But listen to, he's in the studio with Zaytoven and Rich Homie Quan. Now Quan, Rich Homie Quan is not a stranger to melodies, and he's not a stranger to harmonies either. You know, that's not anything particularly new for him. So it's not like, you know, he would be so far off, but Tank was probably about to get into a whole nother vibe. You know what I mean? Let's listen to a little bit more.
These niggas out here just doing it.
Gotta feel good.
They just doing it. They just
right there. Zaytoven said, hold on, it gotta feel good. So this is what Zaytoven told him. Stop thinking with your talent. Says, stop thinking with your talent brain. And Tank is about to break it down a little further. He's going, when he says what he says, it's gonna really make sense, right? But he's gonna break it down even further. But just from the, you know, from that point, stop thinking with your talent. Stop thinking with your talent brain and start feeling the music. How does it feel, right? And so when my wife comes in and you called it, what'd you call it? What vibes are they?
Sad girl vibe.
When wifey came in and said, oh yeah, these are sad girl vibes, I'm not connecting with that terminology. I'm not connecting with that. I could feel this was Summer Walker to me. I was like, I feel like she's about to come in, grab the acapella, drop the acapella in the track. It does fit. It did indeed fit, in my opinion, right? But then to hear her say, oh yeah, this is sad girl vibes, that means there's a feeling there. That means somebody else listening to the track is gonna feel that way, right? And so that's when it's a perfect merge. It's not because I was like, yeah, I'm gonna play this F sharp 7 and then I'm gonna come in with the bass. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna come in with, I'm gonna come in and just get, I'm gonna just come in and play my scales. Like, it's not about that. It's about the feel, right? Okay, let's look what he said.
they just putting it out there. You overthinking it. That's it. I said, that's it. And I had to go home, go back to the hotel, and think about how much I still didn't know about this shit.
And the main thing he said to you, you're being too talented.
Being too talented.
Too talented.
Relax, brother. You're trying to sell this music to people who aren't musical.
Right.
They don't play piano or sing. They don't know the scale. They don't know he's singing out of. They don't know none of that.
It's gotta feel good.
They know it feel like something.
Yeah, that's all that matters.
Stop overthinking the feeling.
Oh.
You hear what he said?
Oh yeah, get it? You know, absolutely.
Like, you hear what he's saying in terms of, like he said, the people that we're making this music for do not know scales. They don't know scales. They don't know, shout outs to the new subscriber. I can't see who that is, but shout outs to you. They don't know scales. They don't know these things. You know what I'm saying? Hold on real quick. Shout outs to you, new subscriber. They don't know scales. They don't know chords. They don't know major, minor. They don't know 7th, 9th, 11th, 13th. They don't know the harmony. It's either it sounds good or it does not sound good, right? Either it sounds good or it does not sound good. What you think?
think that that's the case. You know, music for everything that it is. You know, a big part of what people, a lot of people remember about music is what it made them feel. You know, how did you feel when you first heard this song? Or how did you feel when this came on the radio, right? Like even like a lot of nostalgic moments. At least for me, they're definitely tied to music as well. Like, oh, I used to listen to this on the way to school or whatever the case may be. So yeah, definitely. Music is invokes feelings for sure. So, but that's kind of crazy. Told dude like, hey, turn your talent off, man. Like,
And speaking of which, in this room is a lot of talent. Rich Homie Quan, Zaytoven, Tank.
right.
Rich Homie Quan, lots of talents in terms of creating, writing, hooks, lyrics. He's also melodic. He's like of that melodic nature, just like he said, nice. She has a reverse reverb sound. I don't know what's going on with your microphone, babe. Let me see if I could do some stuff over here and see if I could fix that mic up a little bit. Hold on. I'm gonna put a little noise gate. I'm gonna put some stuff on her microphone and see if I can fix that a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Can y'all hear her good? Like, is she loud enough? That should be okay. That should be. I'm a hope that that's okay. Let me see. Tasia, you say something.
No, how does it sound?
I didn't think they could hear you at all. No, I turned the little noise gate on. Now it's too low. Okay, now say something.
Testing. Can y'all hear me?
What's up? Let me know, Ben Bowman, how it sounds. Lots of talent is in the room. Lots of talent in the room. And he has that same nature, just like Young Thug, just like Future, has that melodic kind of sound when he's rapping, when he's making his music. So he has that talent there. Not everybody has that. That's something you got to unlock. You know what I'm saying? He's talented. Zaytoven, you already know how Zaytoven get down on the beats. We talking about, number one platinum singles, albums, all kind of stuff. And of course, Tank, same thing with him. Been writing, his pen is legendary, been writing for many, many different other artists and for himself. You got the band, they're getting back together, TGT, Tank, Genuine, and Tyrese, they getting back together. Lots of things can be said about Tank. So it's like, it's interesting and it's good to know that all of these people are in this room, all of this talent, and still the idea, the notion is bring the talent down. At least the very least, don't think with your talent, right? Don't think with your talent. Think with your feelings. Everybody in the room has talent. And that's the thing. I think that's the difference about it. That's what you can say about this clip. When there is talent, you can tell the talent to quiet down. Right? It's a difference. When there's talent, you can tell the talent to quiet down. Now, if there's no talent, right, then it's like, what are we actually working with? But if there's a whole lot of talent, we can talent the quiet. We can talent the quiet down. We can quiet the talent down. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So let me see if he said anything else.
Never overthink that.
Listen, ever since you said that, I have not been overthinking anything.
You ain't supposed to.
I barely do backgrounds.
You're already talented. You already too good. So what you finna overthink it some more for?
So part of it is the thought process, in making the music, right? It's like the thought process of it. Don't overthink it. Don't overdo it. Just kind of go with the flow, go with the feeling. I get that part. I understand that part when it comes to that.
Do you feel like you overthink a lot in your music?
Yeah, absolutely. I started this live stream overthinking. I literally started I wish we could do like a rewind. I literally started the live stream. I said, you know what? I named this track For Summer, but I don't know if sometimes when I go in with the idea of I'm gonna make a track for this person, it never comes out right. It never. I literally started overthinking it. Right. I literally started by overthinking it. So it's definitely a curse. It's a curse. You feel me? It's a curse. But that's why I wanted to share that, really, because I saw that and I was like, okay, I hear that, I receive that, I take that in, right? And also just listening to it and then just going, like, listening to it and going, that's a little bit of you, Chris. Like, you do that sometimes, and I didn't want to do that this time for this track. So I like where the track was going with it, you know? Ben Bowman says you manifest your destiny. Absolutely, absolutely. So I got some other clips. That I want to possibly pull in, and I might do that. I might just do that a little bit later. But I don't know, Tasia, what you think?
Nigga, I got to my verse. Rich homie came in. He said, stop it right there. Stop right there. That's it right there.
That's it.
What's the problem? I said, you don't think that? No, I don't think nothing.
You don't think? Nah, I don't think nothing. I think it's done. I think we've accomplished what we came in here to accomplish. What else is there to think about? Right?
I definitely think that there is something to even these just watching you and your craft and how you go into it. You can overthink yourself out of something. Sense, right? Like I've seen you where like you're making the track and you're doing it, and then it gets to a point where you overthink so much. You're like, you know what, I'm gonna scrap it. I'm gonna like.
Oh yeah. I've definitely deleted a track and then said I was gonna come back, or like, well, I deleted it. Once I deleted it, it's done. But I've definitely been to the point where it's like, oh, I was working on this track and I'm like, nah, I don't like it. I'm done. And then there's been times where it's like, you know what, like just stay with it, keep going, spend a little bit more time with it than you normally would, and see what happens with it. So it's like both. It's like either or can happen, like that. These pauses is for you. I don't know if you realize it or not, but the pauses are for you. And then this is what I'm going to do real quick. Hold on. We're going to set this up. I'm going to come back real quick. We're going to play this beat. Let's play this beat, y'all. And then we're going to come back and listen and talk a little bit more, all right?
I told you
I kind of want to play this one, but I don't want to play this one, but I kind of want to so I can get your thoughts. I just like, sometimes I just want to like talk about the different stuff.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So like, I'm going to play this next one. You ready?
Okay.
All right, I'm going to play this one. I thought this was interesting. I thought this was like, what this dude talking about? So let's hear it. Here we go.
They first of all transmit hope. Second, you want to produce high-achieving students, we identified 5 common characteristics. First of all, in the high-achieving homes, these parents believe that the world is going to be better for their children. You know, in some homes, the parents are already downtrodden, already beaten, and they transmit a dismal attitude to their children. But now in the high-achieving homes, these parents say, well, it may not be all what I want it to be, but it's going to be better for my children. They first of all transmit hope. Secondly, in the high-achieving homes, these parents are consistent with their children. You know, in some homes, mama got one rule on Monday, another rule on Wednesday. Yeah. Not here. There's consistency. Third, in the high-achieving homes, these parents are complimentary to their children. You know, in some homes, every other word is 4 letters. Yeah. Not here. These parents praise their children. Fourth, in the high-achieving homes, these parents give their children high expectations. And then last but not least, besides transmitting hope, being consistent, being complimentary, giving high expectations, these parents believe that they are the primary educators of their children. If you want
Here we go. Before I play my clap sound effect, what you think of that, Tasia?
Yeah, I mean, I definitely think that there's some, you know, some validity, absolutely, to those things for sure. The high expectations one, that's the one I'm just a little bit, I don't know, but.
Well, we had watched that one show together. Remember, we watched the parenting show, you know, before we had our child. We was like trying to get into, you know, what do we need to learn? What do we need to like think about and stuff like that? And we was watching that parenting show, and they had like the high achiever, they had the strict parent, the disciplinary parents, the different kind of parenting styles. Well, so what about high achieving is not?
No, not high achieving, high expectations.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. I think you have to be careful with expectations and setting them, you know, high, because it's like, okay, well, if you set an expectation for your child, what if they don't achieve it, right? Will they feel like, you know, not because they didn't give it their all, they didn't give it their best, they just, you know, in that one particular thing, they didn't meet the goal and they didn't succeed, you know. What is the fall like, right? You know, they lost, or, you know, they didn't do it, you know. How are they able to kind of bounce back? So, you know, high expectations. It's just, I don't know, that one. I don't know if I you know, mesh with that one, but
okay.
all the other ones I really did like.
produce high-achieving students.
High-achieving students is the main thing that
We identified 5 common characteristics. First of all, in the high-achieving homes, these parents believe that the world is going to be better for their children.
Now, that's the one that I was kind of like off about. I was kind of off about this idea of like, I don't know about they believe the world is going to be better for their children. I was kind of like, I don't know how I felt about that one, because I don't know, like a lot of times it's pessimistic is essentially, and he goes into that pessimistic kind of situation where it's like, I don't know, sometimes you look at the world and you say, is the world going to be better, you know, like 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, or is it going to be worse? And we like look at like just different things that's happening all around us every single day, and it's just kind of like, is it going to get better? Is it going to get worse? Like, and so to be that optimistic, I almost want to say the world can or will be a better place because of him, or, you know, like because of the child. I like to think that somewhere in there he could make a difference, which almost seems like a heavier task than the previous, right? It almost feels like a heavier task than the previous one.
Yeah. And I think too, it's also about hope, right? It's like you'll be hopeful, right? That like I kind of think of like purpose. Like, what's the purpose of being high achieving? For what? Like,
Okay.
if what's to come is just doom and gloom, why even put effort into raising children to be their best? But I think that's where the belief and the hope comes from. Like, you know what, there is something to look forward to, right? A bright future, and that kind of that hope, right, or that is something that they can like focus. Parents and the children, right, can kind of focus towards and kind of have a goal towards achieving. But I think that hope part is it is really important because, like I said, if everything is just doom and gloom, what's the point of even wanting to be a high achiever or find success?
I feel that. I feel that.
You know, in some homes, the parents are already downtrodden, already beaten, and they transmit a dismal attitude to their children.
I think that is important to not like you could think something like what like they always say like ignorance is bliss. So like for a child that don't know nothing about global warming, a child might not know anything about what's actually happening, in the world, the wars that are happening right now. And so like they can live their lives in happiness, and you don't want to bring that to them. And so it's harder for adults because we can understand and we see what's happening all around us. Right. And so we have that in our lives, but not to put it off on them. Like in any regard, like your problems, your issues should not then be transferred onto the child, right? I think that I agree with that. And from that sentiment, it's like you can have your thoughts, your opinions, but in terms of like not feeling like things are the greatest. But it's like, you don't ever want them to think that. You don't want them to feel that. You want them to have fun, be happy, grow, in the best way that they can. So I feel that from that degree, not giving them this downtrodden feel or, even presenting yourself like that. Like, it's funny, like there's a lot of things that I'll do myself personally. Like I'll like slouch or like have bad posture, or like I'll like not look people in the eye, or like sometimes I'll be shy, or just like different little traits that I sometimes will do that I would not let my nephew do. Right. Or like I would not let, even my son do. Like I would just not let those that are younger, I wouldn't let them do it. Like I would teach them, hey, stand up straight, look people in the eye, shake their hand. Like I would teach them like in that kind of way, what I'm saying, to be encouraging. But it's like things that I don't necessarily it's like me, it's like I haven't quite. So I guess I'm like kind of like I want to prevent you from going that way. You know what I'm saying? Be a step. So I say that to say you can feel how you feel about the world, you can feel how you feel about the presidents, and whatever. But I agree, like, to put that off on them could probably it's like you make them grow up too soon.
Right, exactly. Like I was literally thinking about that, like growing up, like my parents, right? They had stuff going on when I was a kid, and I had no idea. I was a happy child, and I didn't know like any kind of financial or any kind of stress, anything. They never showed it. I never had insight to that, and I really do think that did help me because as I got older and kind of seeing like peers go through that, it did, like you said, it did make them grow up a lot faster. Having to kind of see like those harsh realities of the world, and not saying that kids and children should always be sheltered from those, like from every little thing, right, that could make them sad or something like that. But just being mindful of not wanting to expose them to the harsh realities of the world too soon, I guess.
Interesting.
Now in the high achieving homes, these parents say, well, it may not be all what I want it to be, but it's going to be better for my children. They first of all transmit hope. Secondly, in the high achieving homes, these parents are consistent with their children.
I mean, yes. I think that's important, to be consistent. I think consistency, I think that's a good thing. Yeah. I think it would be important to be, I don't think you can find like a whole lot against that. against that thought. Like, oh, should parents be consistent? Like, yes.
Yeah, I mean, even as a baby, interest like the pediatrician, but routine, even as young as just a few weeks old, a few months old, like being consistent and like setting a routine really helps to set your baby up for success, moving into like them as a toddler and you know just kids in general. But yeah, absolutely, kids need structure and they need consistency, because it does provide, I mean, a lot of different things it provides, but one of the main things I think is definitely like safety. Like there's safety and comfort in continuity, essentially, and like not too much like change and like volatility. Like there's comfort, there's safety in like routine.
Right. Yeah, that definitely makes sense. And I like the example he's about to use, like, oh, the rule on Monday changed on Wednesday,
Right.
And that just, I mean, I used to do a substitute teacher. I used to be a substitute teacher. I used to substitute teach, and I taught my own classroom as well. And that's like the number one thing. If there's no consistency, then you just throw everything else out the window, because they might not remember how to spell. They might not remember their timetables. They might not remember like the history lesson. They might not remember the Spanish word, like whatever you want, fill in the blank. They might not remember those things, but they are going to remember a reward or a consequence that you give them.
Yeah.
They're going to remember, wait, you said if we do this, we get this. If we do this, we do that. They are going to remember that, guarantee, every single time.
Remember what you said now.
Every time. But like I said, in regards to that, not necessarily because it'd be like, okay, I went over this yesterday.
Right.
We was talking about, fill in the blank history lesson. We was talking about this, but sometimes they catch the risk and reward. Like, okay, if you don't do this, we don't get playtime. If you do this, we get extra playtime.
Playtime is recess, by the way.
They're gonna remember that. They're gonna remember that recess. They're gonna remember that playtime. They're gonna remember that. Absolutely. If they don't get it, hold on. You said yesterday. Oh, so you remember that, but you don't remember. Okay, I see how it is. So consistency is very important. Very important. High achieving and everything like that. Let's look at some comments. I like to look at comments in the comment section. Okay, so we're gonna look at this comments real quick. Okay, it says, he forgot the main strategy, love. Kids need to feel and know that they are loved and valued in order for any of the other strategies to matter.
Well, absolutely, and that's the reason. I would say that's the reason why parents would want to strategize and even implement any of these things, because they love their children. Right? Well, I mean, I just speak for myself, but right, like I would want to, work hard and actually, but do all these things. Why? Because I love my kid.
Right. Love is definitely, I mean, it doesn't even have to go without being said. Almost one of those things. It's like, I mean, he's kind of like going off one other thing, and then they're kind of going into something else. Now here's this next one. It says, 1B, wealth.
I want to see the replies to that one.
You want to see? Okay, let's look at the replies real quick. Wealth. He got a bunch of replies. Okay, so he had a whole nother lecture, and here's 1D is connections to affluent communities. Hey, go off. I don't know. That helps, but not absolute. Basically implying poor parents can't raise successful kids. Nice mindset. Exactly what he says not to do. I think you combat one with the other. I think the less or the more impoverished that you are, the more you need to be consistent. The more you need to be, positive. The more you need to be these other things. Like the more impoverished you are, the more you need to do those things. And then the more, well off you are, abundant that you are, sometimes it's I don't know. Maybe you need to do both. Maybe either way. I don't think that just because you have money, you can be inconsistent.
Right.
Like just because you have a few extra, a few extra dollars to raise your kid, like that means you can be inconsistent, right? Like you still got to have a sense of consistency.
Yeah, or even be pessimistic. That's the word, though. Wealthy, pessimistic person.
Yeah, I want to see I don't remember what the other three were, but I know pessimism or optimism, essentially what he said, being consistent, complimentary was interesting. And now I have to say, like, we're looking at this person, he's a black man, and the room that he's lecturing to is predominantly black, right? It's black parents. And so sometimes people can say things and imply things. I've been in conversations where there's things that are being implied to me or to other people or to groups of people. In other words, to say, by saying this, it could be implied like, oh, because this kind of family doesn't do these things. You know what I'm saying? Like, this kind of family doesn't compliment their child. They just are harsh on them, or, like, it can be implied. So I just want it, like, not to be implied that, he says something too, like, oh, every other word is a 4-letter word. And so it's like, what is it? It's like implied bias, or it's like, it's just like there's a bias there that makes you say, oh, he's talking about these kind of parents, or he's talking about this kind of parent. No, you don't know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I get you. I get you.
So I'm just saying, so,
I mean, listen, it's it's across the board, sadly. But yeah, I like that one in terms of complimentary, just in general, right? A lot of times, for parents, they parent based on how they were parented.
Okay.
Right. So it's kind of like you need to make a conscience shift, right? In like mindset and actions and yeah, thought and deed. And that's definitely, one of them for sure. But just compliments, words of praise. There's, actually I was watching this video earlier, and just a mom just going off, just saying all kinds of crazy, just disrespectful and just outlandish things to her son, who didn't even look to be 10 years old.
Right.
And it looked like, of course we're on the outside looking in, but just looked like, he might have spilled his juice or something like that over at the table at IHOP. And it was just like, wow, like, there are parents out there like that, but there were a lot of people in the comments defending, like, oh, you don't know what she was going through, or, you don't know how she was raised. She might just be raising him like that or talking to him like that because that's how she was raised growing up, right? And it's like, we have to be aware of those things. You have to break those cycles, talk a lot about the generational wealth, which is awesome, but we also, gotta talk about those generational curses. Man, gotta break them things. That's no good. So yeah, I love that he included in this video, right, compliments and right words of affirmation and, like, loving words, positive words, upbuilding, right, like your children. That's super important. He's got the tech going. Okay.
Now you hear me. They looked at high achieving students, and from the high achieving students, they were able to see these characteristics. High achieving students had these kind of parents. They had these kind of relationships with their parents, right? And so that made the difference for them. So yeah, for sure.
What was it?
What? Hello? Hello.
Guy, bro, lean on me. Hey, Mr. Clark.
Oh, Mr. Clark.
He's giving Mr. Clark. I love it. Shout out to
he's
Mr.
giving
Clark,
Mr. Clark.
okay? I don't know this man, but shout out to Mr. Clark.
He's
He was
giving
dropping
Mr. Clark.
knowledge. Hate it.
That's funny. He's giving Mr. Clark. Okay, cool. Let's look at what was the other thing we was looking at? That is important. That is important. It's important that it's important. It's important that it's important that, you know, shows have producers, you know what I'm saying? I can see it now. I can see I can see why. You know what I'm saying? I can see why. No, I'm saying, like, I appreciate it even more. Like, now that it's like, you know, in this moment or whatever, I can just appreciate it more. Saying, okay, so I was supposed to have been looking at something else. Quick, we're gonna play. I'm gonna play something real quick. You know, oftentimes I do subscriber music where people will send in their music for us to listen to, and sometimes I don't have enough time to listen to all of the stuff on our live stream. Sometimes I don't have time to listen to all of them. So we're going to play something real quick that we didn't get a chance to listen to. I think we didn't play this one.
I've been on the low, I've been getting crazy. Yeah, cooking knows I'm dope, I've been getting lazy. Yeah, fucking on my hoe, that bitch going crazy. Yeah, she won't let me know, shit is getting crazy. Yeah, I've been on the low, I've been getting crazy. Yeah, cooking knows I'm dope, I've been getting lazy. Yeah, fucking on my hoe, that bitch going crazy. Yeah, she won't let me know, shit is getting crazy. Yeah. Some of you niggas stuck in old ways. Me, nah, I don't follow, do it my way. I'm gonna go crazy every day. I just wanna be one of the greats. You don't wanna see me pop off any shows. Bunch of fake niggas, I be on my tippy toes. I don't like you, I don't trust you. I feel broke with a thought, I'm not like you. You know what I mean when I say this. I'm gonna greet my girl with a French kiss. And I'm back at the crib with my bullshit. I'll be chilling in my chair writing rap hits. I've been getting crazy, yeah. Cooking knows I'm dope, I've been getting lazy, yeah. Fucking on my hoe, that bitch going crazy, yeah. She won't let me know, shit is getting crazy, yeah. I've been on the low, I've been getting crazy, yeah. Cooking knows I'm dope, I've been getting lazy, yeah. Fucking on my hoe, that bitch going crazy, yeah. She won't let me know, shit is getting crazy.
All right, so that was Raynell Crazy Freestyle. That was from our last live stream that we did. We had people send in music. I don't think I got a chance to play that one. So I wanted to play that during this segment of this live stream that I'm creating on the fly. But yeah, for sure. Nonetheless, I'm gonna make sure I can do this real quick. Let me see. Blue. And then this one right here. Focus. Okay, let me see. Is it gonna work? Okay, it works. Oh, perfect. All right, cool. Smooth. All right, so all right, I'm gonna play one more for y'all quick. I'm gonna play this one. This is Lie, Mike Jones.
Why you lie?
Definitely played that. I remember that one. But we're gonna play it again because it was kind of fire.
Okay.
We're gonna play it again. I remember it was
Mike
fire.
Jones. Who? Mike Jones.
Listen,
You didn't
not-
know I knew
not
Mike
that
Jones.
Why you lie? Why you lie? Why you lie? Bitch, why do I try? Sometimes I think, why do I try? I don't know, but it's alright. Right, cause I'm a fly. Shit, eat me up like fries. Her heart is frozen, there's stars in her eyes. And my shit is broken, but I'ma survive. Pulling up like I'm riding in 765. How we all gon' live, but we not gonna try. Like what? Got a lot of shit I wanna do before I die. Talking about Glock with the switch, you get boom for a pie. Talking all that shit, I see through all them lies. Y'all be talking so bad. Why you lie? What? Why you lie? Why you lie? Why do I try? Sometimes I think, why do I try? I don't know, but it's alright. Yeah, cause I'm a fly. I be used to thinking twice, yeah. Think I'm finna roll the dice up. See me creeping in the night, yeah. Gonna frozen like an ice gun. You ain't even see what I'm like, none. If I catch your ass sleeping, this will be wake you right up, right up, right up, right up. Why you lie? You a whole lie. You lie. Why you lie? Bitch, why do I try? Sometimes I think, why do I try? But it's alright, right? Cause I'm a fly. She eat me up like fries. Her heart is frozen, there's stars in her eyes. And my shit is broken, but I'ma survive. Pulling up like I'm riding in 765. How we all gon' live, but we not gonna try. Got a lot of shit I wanna do before I die.
All right, so that was Lie. I don't remember by Lie by Mike Jones. Okay, you was ready. You know exactly what it was. All right, for sure. Say that again.
Oh, I said I like that one. Animal before. That was dope.
For sure. I liked them too. They were dope. All right, so we're gonna take a listen to this next thing. This next internet. So this is Chris Reed reacts to the internet. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna play this one. It says Warner Records head A&R says do this before you think about signing a record deal. Okay, do this before you think about signing a record deal. Here we go. What they talking about?
When you know, being entertained, winding down by several labels, a bunch of A&Rs reaching out to you, and sat with a handful of CEOs, a couple presidents here and there. And everybody's saying we'll be the ones to take it over the hump. We'll be the ones to get you to the next level. I always believed in the fact that you got to listen to not what they say, but what they do, right? And what I mean by that is, what's the actions behind it? How much attention, how much energy do they actually give you? Did somebody fly to see you? Are they keeping in touch? How often do they give you a phone call? You know, what resources did they say that they're actually trying to put to you? What did they do proactively in terms of just engaging in genuine conversation? Do they seem to ask questions in terms of outside of these records that are, you know, reacting? Or is everything about this song, this song, this song? Like, you know, it's got to be a fully encompassing conversation. And ain't no different than when you dating. If you dating a couple chicks, you might have some that call you because they know that you finna go out on a Saturday night. You might have bottle service.
Lit tonight.
You know what I'm saying? Then you gonna have some chicks that's calling you on Tuesday morning. Yo, I just wanted to check on you, see how your day was going. The chick that's calling me on Tuesday morning gonna get a little bit more play than the chick that called me Saturday night when she knew it was bottle service. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And who fucking with me to?
Wait a minute. So he's still gonna reach out to the girl on Saturday though.
Yeah, no,
He didn't say like, oh no, I'm not doing. Listen, not as much, but I'ma still talk to that girl from Saturday though. But,
Yeah, both of them finna get talked to.
Wow.
They both finna get talked to.
Okay, listen, no, I don't want to miss the message. I'm not gonna miss the message, but
Okay,
yeah,
don't miss
come
the
on.
message.
Let's let him. That was just hilarious.
Fuck with me. That's what every artist gotta ask themselves. You know what I'm saying? Who seems to be genuinely there? I tell artists all the time, come meet me, smell my cologne, see what type of person I am. You might not even motherfucking like how tight my pants are. Like, something about me might throw you off, and you might sit with me and be like, you know, I don't really know if I fuck with him like that. He don't have the same energy I got. We might not match. So it's good that we match so we didn't waste each other's time.
Right.
But if we gel and if we mesh, let's have a longer conversation.
Right.
You got
Okay.
Hey yo.
Okay.
Um
Foul
okay.
language aside, I think that he definitely has, I think what he was trying to bring out is really, look and see, right, what someone is actually really looking to do for you, and not just
Right.
what they say, but like he said, like, hey, did they fly out to you? Are they only focused on like one song that you did, like, or are they actually trying to like build you up as an artist? So, I can respect that. I can appreciate that. It's like in the talent and like recruiting world, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know, one email that, I might send to somebody that I'm like headhunting, right? They're not gonna remember me. I'm one email in a million, but maybe I send a little, gift basket, some Petrus Farms. I don't know. Maybe, I call them on their birthday, like, hey, just checking in, want to wish you a happy birthday, hope everything's going well, right? Like really building those relationships, building someone up, right? Is like, what you really should be looking for in any kind of deal, any kind of merger, right? Um,
You know what the interesting thing is that he's talking to a group of people that he's talking about a group of people that a lot of people will not experience this at all. Like the amount of record deals that are, going out and opportunities is not as large as people might think it is. I mean, from the beginning, it's always been a scarce thing. It's jumped back and forth between, okay, we're signing a lot of artists, we're not signing a lot of artists, but at the end of the day, it's more of like a 1% game, right? It's not the 99. It's not like everybody gets a record deal, right? And so in that, it's just like a very nuanced conversation where it's like, or the opposite of nuanced, I guess, because it's just kind of like, even to have the conversation in the way that he did, like, oh, you got to like kind of pay attention to how people are moving, how when they say they're interested in you, like what does it look like when they're interested in you, right? Some people might not even have that. Some people might just get an email, like that other video that we was watching. He got an email for record deals, and they want to talk to him, they want to shop him deals and stuff like that, right? But it just was in the email.
Right.
So if you're listening to this guy talk about it, then it comes off that way, like, oh, maybe they're not as serious about signing him, or they don't respect his talent as much,
right.
because they just sending them
Right.
an email.
It was more like, hey, I'm viral in this moment. So you want to try to capitalize off of that, right? But not really invest. Yeah, absolutely.
Right. Torian Cook, welcome to the stream. I can't find the video. I think you used a Maelstrom or a subtractor. Chris, quick question. How did you make the Bryson Tiller Trap Soul dark organ sounding synth? That's a very specific question. Are you still in here? Just chat something to let me know that you're still watching, and if you're still watching, then I can let you know. I'm not 100% sure what happened, but I'm pretty sure if you just put Chris Reed, Bryson Tiller, Chris Reed, what's up, man? Welcome to the stream. Chris Reed, Bryson Tiller, type beat. Let me see. I gotta see which one is it you're referring to. This is probably the one. First of all, the first thing I started with was, let me go ahead and turn this off. Could be this one. I'm gonna send you this link to this video, so that way you can see the video. What's up with you, man? Appreciate you for coming through. So this is a link to how to make Bryson Tiller beat that I had on there, and yeah, more than likely it's definitely something that I was like creating a patch with, and I probably like created the patch probably with Maelstrom, probably with some kind of combinator. I'm like searching through to see right now if I can see in here what kind of stuff I'm using. But yeah, check it out, man. Check it out. Yeah, it's a Maelstrom patch for sure. And the thing about it is, this video is from 6 years. I cannot believe this video is from 6
Yeah,
years.
I was looking like, I was
ago.
looking at that background like,
This is from 6 years ago. We don't even own this house anymore. That house that I'm in, that's my grandmother's house. And that is like one of the rooms I grew up in that room, left that room. I guess it's technically me reacting to the internet, right? I'm on the internet. Yo, 6 years ago, I don't even have that microphone anymore. I don't have that microphone. I don't have that microphone guard anymore. And the thing about that is, like, I gave that away to somebody I was making music with. I felt like it's not cheap. I think the thing was like between $100 and $200. And I was just like, hey, man, we making this music together. I just want you to have this. You could use this when you go to record on the beats that I'm, sharing with you and everything like that. Awesome. Yeah, I wish it had kept going in that direction. But nonetheless, talking about the house, I remember coming back to this house. I was living with my mom at one point, and then I wasn't living with her anymore. I went back to my grandmother's house, and that's when I set everything up in this room. Bro, it's crazy when you think about how you started and got to where you are, ain't it? It is crazy. It is crazy. And I don't even think that I don't think that it's anything. I think that the garage studio is kind of cool looking. I like the setup like a lot more than, you know what I'm saying? Like, I like the setup a lot more than that room, for example, but just in general, just thinking about it, like looking at it or whatever. Wait, that's the wrong camera. Just thinking about it, just looking at it, like, we still got a long ways to go. I think about it like that. I think we got a long ways to go. I don't even want to get caught up in looking at
but that's
that.
the thing, man. You have to take a moment to pause and really, pat yourself on the back. I know you don't do it often, but yeah, I mean, definitely, making moves, and this is something I'm sure you let them know, but making music and making beats I've known you for 15 years, and you were making music and making beats when I met you 15 going on 16 years ago. So even before that, so you've been doing this for a long time, and I know it's just awesome to see you growing that way, for sure. Nice to look back on videos like this. Yeah, I'll have to show you his CD cover one day. One of his first his first album covers from 15 years ago, 14 years ago. Still have that, but yeah, man, it's
This video, this video from 6 years ago, it was one of the videos that did pretty well on the channel. And I just remember even during this time, like, one of the things I never liked was like running into people and they say something like, hey, are you still doing your music thing? I never really liked that. I never liked that question, because it's almost like belittling. Sometimes they even say like your little music thing, you know what I'm saying? Stuff like
gotta
that.
put the little on it.
Gotta put that little on it, you know what I'm saying? Just throw that little jab, you know what I'm saying? And it just reminds me, I guess we can say that we're doing a little bit more than just our little.
Absolutely, absolutely.
So,
you're doing a big one.
A big one. So Torian knows exactly what we're going through, man. He knows exactly what we're going through. But yeah. And there's good people back then, and there's good people today. But I'm just not about me, you know what I'm saying? I mean, 6,000 subscribers on the way, you know what I'm saying? Hopefully we can hit 6,000 by the end of the year. That's really one of the reasons why I'm like trying to do more live streams and do more videos, because that's a goal that I have for the end of this year, to make it to 6,000.
And also too, because I had a lot of conversation about that. It's like, well, what for? What is the purpose? Trying to get your content out there to help people, right? Like, Torian, and so many people always reach out like, hey, I need help with this, or how did you do this? How did you do that? So it's like so cool. You even chatted about it earlier. You have a background in education. You're a teacher in the school, and you're a teacher at heart, and it's just like such a blessing that you're able to bring your.
So now all of a sudden you got a whole lot to say.
Listen, when it comes to you, I'm the listen. When it comes to this guy right here, I'm the subject matter expert. I might not know a whole lot of stuff about music, about all the, but listen, when it comes to this dude right here, I'm the subject matter expert. Okay, but yeah, just want to say, man, that's super, even like inspiring to see how you're able to bring that education. That's why we're trying to get to 6,000 and more. Trying to get that content out there and just help more people, and also you get to do your passion and do what you love. So it's pretty cool to see.
Hey, shout outs to wifey. Shout out to wifey. Man. Hook says I'm one of the ones that's teaching, actually teaching Reason.
Okay.
Shout out to y'all, man.
Okay, nice.
Shout out to y'all. Well, I hope y'all don't mind me taking a break to you know what I'm saying, look at some internet stuff and you know, have a little fun with wifey. You know what I'm saying? Wife club, that's right. Wife club, married club, you feel me? Okay, so let me get back to this other thing that I was at. Where is it? Okay, here it is right here. All right, so let's go ahead and so hey, Torian, thank you so much for that stroll down memory lane, man. That was fun. Thank you, wifey, for, you know what I'm saying, bigging up your boy. I appreciate you. Let's not make this about me though, man. Let's make this about the internet, man. We make this about the internet, all right, y'all? All right, so this dude talking about record deals, I don't know, I can't really relate. I remember a long time ago, like, this is not even what most people are looking for either. Like, record deals and getting signed is not what most people are looking for anyway. I remember a long time ago when I was making music with Brian James.
Oh, bless you. Don't out here. So silly, y'all. Oh my God. Y'all in the microphone.
Don't do it again.
Making music with Brian James.
I remember a while ago making music with Brian James, and I remember just telling him like, hey man, I can't wait till we get a record deal. I can't wait till we get a record deal. And Ben Bowman, you real funny, bro. I can't wait till we get a record deal. And, you know what I'm saying, we get the money and we get the girls and we get the chains and we get the, you know, whatever. I'm a little 15, 16, 17-year-old. This is what I'm thinking. We making music. I'm making beats. He's rapping to the beats. And the first thing I'm thinking is, yeah, and one day we're going to get a record deal. And even back then, he was like, the goal is not a record deal. It was like, I've never wanted to get signed to a record label. It's like, even his style of music is just different. It's backpack. It's underground. Like, it's never been that style where it's like, oh yeah, we're gonna get signed, you know what I'm saying, next week for having the hottest song out, the TikTok song or something like that. So, but besides that, he had a brain for business even back then that said a record deal is nothing but a business loan. Like, a record deal is nothing but a loan. Like, they're gonna loan you some money and then they're gonna own your music and own your rights for, you know, however long they decide to own your rights. So, you know, record deals and the music industry has its ups and downs. And, you know, did I ever tell you that one story that I had got an opportunity to get in front of a record exec?
No.
So listen,
Wait,
I had a friend. I had a friend who had an uncle who was he owned a record label. I don't remember the name of the record label or anything like that, but I had a friend who uncle was the owner of the record label. And all through high school, we would get together at lunch, you know, me and my buddies, and we would rap, you know what I'm saying? We do battle raps. Sometimes we do freestyle raps, just whatever. I'll call myself trying to be a rapper. You know what I'm saying? I was trying to be a rapper first before I was trying to be a beat maker or whatever. So I was rapping at school and stuff. And he came and he told me, say, hey, I got this uncle. He has a record label. We're going to go, you know, saying meet up with him one day and see if he can, you know, do anything for you. And that's all I'm saying. Like, way back then, like, I had no business trying to talk to a record label about anything. Like, I don't have no songs. I don't have anything. But it was just like, okay, cool. Well, you got a family member, so let's go check it out. But listen, I get to the, you know, we walking home one day. We're walking home and he just kind of goes, oh, like, let's come over here. Let's go to this house or whatever. And I don't know what he's talking. I'm like, oh, okay, for sure. And I'm just walking with him, whatever, you know what I'm saying? And yeah, we get to this house and then we go around the house to the back. They open up the door and it's this like studio, you know what I'm saying? Nice. You know, I'm like, dang, this is around the corner from the house. Like, this is amazing, you know? In the studio, and he like, yeah, this is my uncle. I'm like, why you didn't tell me
The record exec uncle?
Yeah.
This uncle? Oh,
Why you
okay.
didn't tell me he was coming to the uncle today? It's my uncle. I'm like, all right, for sure. So the uncle literally is just kind of like, you know, what's up? You know, he said what's up to his nephew, and then he was like, who is this? He was like, oh, this is my friend Chris from school. You know what I'm saying? He be rapping. He a dope rapper, blah, blah, blah. And then the uncle, like, straight to the point, spit something. He was like, rap, spit something. I was like, I mean, I wasn't really, mom spaghetti, knees weak, arm spaghetti, vomit on the sweater already, mom spaghetti, like, I choked like Eminem on 8 Mile, okay? I choked. I had nothing to say. I was like, dang, this is like right on the spot. I had no clue. I never seen a studio like this before. I was just not ready for it at all, right? And then my friend was more mad at me than I was at myself, or that the record exec or record label owner was at me. Like, he was more mad at me because he was like, bro, I brought you here, man. I've been telling them all week long, I got this friend from school, he can rap, da 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 da. Joke. Wow. I was like, man, I don't know what to say, man. I wasn't ready. I didn't know you was gonna do that today, and da 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 da. And it just, the moral of the story is just always be ready. You never know. I don't know if I was, like I said, I wasn't ready for no record label deal then anyway. But at least be able to impress, do your thing, impress, and then, you know what I'm saying, go from there. But now it's like, oh, man, get him out of my studio, man. I thought you said he was ready. That's what he said. I thought you said he was ready. Like, I thought you said he could rap. I thought you said he was a rapper. If he was a rapper, he should have been able to rap. Crazy.
For a little 15, 16-year-old. But anyway.
Crazy, right?
Yeah.
Even younger then. But I did redeem myself. I did redeem myself because, you know, that's how I started working with Brian, because I had been seeing him around the neighborhood. So this story had happened with the record label or whatever. So this is like maybe some months later, a year later or so. And I just wanted to be down with the crew. I didn't know what they did or what. I just wanted to be down. I was like, I just want to do what y'all do. And he had his DJ. I mean, he made his stuff look like way more official than, you know, it was too. Like he walk into the house. He has a DJ. The DJ has his entire studio. Like, he has his entire like stage set up, you know what I'm saying, in the den, in the living room of his mom's house. But he has like speakers, he has lights, he has a stage, he has, you know, microphone, you know what I'm saying, he's scratching with his DJ, everything. They got the whole thing. Turns out they were practicing for a performance. And I just happened to be coming along that day. So I'm, you know, talking about, hey man, you know, I want to be down, I want to rap, da 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 da. He said, come here. He said, come on. So when I walk in the house, this is what I see, right? And so I'm in there and I'm seeing all this stuff in the house, and then I go, okay, for sure. And he's like, so you said you want to be with the crew, right? You want to rap? I was like, yeah. And he just handed me the microphone. Now this time,
you were ready. Okay.
This time I was ready.
Right.
Whatever I said, I don't know. I don't remember.
And Chris, I'm sure he never raps on here too often, but hey, Chris, he can go. He can really go. I just wanted to add that, you know, let the audience know.
That in. Sometimes. But nonetheless, you know what I'm saying, I rapped, and they liked the rap. You know, the DJ looked and he was like, yeah. And then he looked, he was like, yeah, you know, his mom, aunties, cousins, like people that I knew from the neighborhood. Like, it was like, you know, he lived in the neighborhood, so people knew me outside of, you know, wanting to rap and all that other stuff. So they knew me. So it was just like, oh, wow, here's Chris, you know? And so they liked it. They said I could rap. They said it was cool. And from there, I just started working with him. But I was supposed to rap. So like, he's older than me. So what it's supposed to be was like, if he's starting his record label, I'm like a notch on one of, you know, as one of the artists.
As an artist, okay.
As an artist. So
Yeah.
I first joined the group as an artist. Like, okay, yeah, I'm gonna have my own songs. I'm gonna write, I'm gonna rap, and da 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 da. And I did. I wrote some songs, my own songs. I did some features on some of his songs and stuff. But anyway, it's just to talk about, because this dude is talking about being signed to a record label, and it's just kind of like, how do I relate, or like, what is my experience? That's the closest it's ever been. You know what I'm saying? I performed on the same stage as Soulja Boy. That happened one time. That was cool. It was a bunch of people actually that had performed, but Soulja Boy was there. And, you know, we performed with our band. That's what I'm saying. It was like a totally different vibe. It's like Soulja Boy came out with his, you know, they just put this track on and he just started rapping. We had like a band. We had like, don't overthink it. It just come back. We had like a band. We had drums and piano and guitar. And I'm sitting there thinking, like, by this time, I'm the producer. So I'm not rapping. I'm not the rapper. I'm a hype man. I like the hype, being a hype man too. By this time, I'm producing for the group, right? So like when they're playing their guitar, the bass, the drum, the keys, they're playing my music, right? Like, this is so dope, man. We on the stage and then we performing with the band. They're playing my music. I made this beat. I'm like, that's super dope. Soulja Boy gets he plays his track, you know, no band, no nothing. It's just him. And it's like, you know, lit up the room, kids flocking to the stage. You know, that's how it is. Just don't overthink it, man. Don't. But you just let me, you know, talk. I just was sharing my story.
Yeah.
I was sharing my story.
The conversation came up with about the actual album. Like, Warner Brothers was interested if we wanted to bundle it, which is when you include the record, like, with a ticket, right? And a lot of people have been doing it, whether you buy a t-shirt and you get a record, and it's a digital download link. And I was like, well, how does that work? And I'm like, well, you would give $5 from each ticket back to Warner Brothers, and then you would get a record sale. And I was like, that doesn't make any sense to me and to Dan. And they're like, yeah, well, it's the only way you're gonna get a number one record. So if you want a number one record, you got to do that. And I was like, well, so it's 1-to-1. Like, we give $5 back, and then we get a royalty, and we get a ticket sale. And like, no, you don't get a royalty, and you only get you only get an album sale count if they click the link, and we have a 50% click through. So in other words, we would pay $10 per sale on Nielsen SoundScan.
And your budget is determined by how successful you are. Like, every record label.
I think your budget is determined off.
This is earn your leisure right
Actually,
here.
I actually think your budget is determined off if they believe you know what the fuck you're doing or not. You know what I'm saying? Because actually, I can do whatever I want to do. You know what I'm saying? If I say, get that person this or spend this on this person to do that, I ain't never getting questioned. You know what I'm saying? But I'm also proving to know what I'm doing. So I believe is if they feel like you know what you're doing and who you is, I think that's how the partnership go. You know what I mean? Probably no different than your business if your partner felt like you wanted to do an interview at the top of the
Empire State.
Yeah, Empire State building. Like, man, shit cost $300,000 to do. That don't make sense. You know what I'm saying? Or they just believe in whatever you say is the way, because you always proving that the plays you make always pay off.
And your budget is determined by how successful you are. Like, every record label.
I think your budget is determined off. Actually, I actually think your budget is determined off if they believe you know what the fuck you're doing or not.
So now that I've heard the entire thing all the way through, now I can understand what he was saying.
Right.
So I get it, what he's saying in terms of your budget. Your budget is not determined by, they're saying your budget is determined by how successful you are. On almost like track record. It's almost like track record. It's like, right. Your budget. Lil Russell was talking about budgeting in terms of like on the internet or, you know, with like social media. He was saying that you put a post out, should always have multiple posts. Put a post out, and then if that post gets, you know, more views than another post or more likes or more comments, then you need to start putting some dollars behind that post that's doing really well, right? So it's like the track record is saying, okay, this post is doing really well. Let's put some dollars behind it. What does that mean? Like, oh yeah, we actually put advertising dollars into this. Like, it's not just whatever you see, like I'm just going viral on my own. It's like, nah, like it's a business now. And so the budget is determined by how he actually is doing their model. Like the budget is determined by how successful the post is going. But Yo Gotti is saying the opposite. He's saying, you know, if I know what I'm doing, then I make the budget. He's in a different, you know, situation because he's the owner of his label, you know what I'm saying? So it's just a little different. All right.
Yeah. We even do that with the music creation. So if Connor's writing a verse and the flow is the same for too long, I'll be like, that's not contentable. I need you to switch your flow up faster so that there can be a new moment where the beat drops and the producer goes,
yeah.
Like,
yeah, once we started seeing how well the content was doing for the music, I started approaching my creative process with writing the music, thinking about what the content would be. And
have you heard this dude stuff before? You ever heard any of his videos? I'll find one for you. Okay.
A lot of times the content would come first. So I would think, you know, that whole carrot flute video did so well. And then we started thinking, what other weird instruments could we use? And then we would think of a weird instrument like a xylophone. And then we made a xylophone beat.
Oh, or one we wanted to do one where the fire alarm goes off mid-recording session, but he's like, wait, stay, that sounds sick. And then they bring out the beat pad and make a song.
We rap over a fire alarm. Yeah. So a lot of times we would think of the content first and then make the song. Yeah.
Okay, think of the content first and then make the song. Look at this comment. What the F? This title is a joke. Gotta be. Good content will come from good music. You don't have to make some moment specifically with content in mind. Content is supposed to help promote music, not the other way around.
I guess it depends on what your goal is.
Exact. Come on, Tasia. Say it again for the people in the back.
You know, it's based on what is your goal? What are you trying to do? For that commenter, for them, maybe, you know, the music is first and it's most important, but obviously for them, it's not. You know, for them, content is, you know, kind of revolves around.
It revolves around the content.
It revolves around the content.
Exactly. So it's like, yeah, I don't know, this kind of dude, I don't know if he's specifically like he wants to be an artist or he wants to be like, you know, he wants to make music. I know that he makes content. Everything that I've seen has been content. I'll even say it about some other person. I won't actually say their name, but I'll say I've never heard their music outside of Instagram.
Okay.
I've never heard their music outside of watching it on a content piece. Period. Not on YouTube, not on Apple Music, not on Spotify. I've never heard their music outside of whatever they put on Instagram.
Now, see, that is so interesting because one of my newfound favorite artists, I did find through like Instagram, TikTok, but it wasn't. I don't think it was on purpose. I think it's what that commenter kind of alluded to. Like they put out good music and then, you know, content followed because of how good the music was, right? People were reacting to it. They were dancing to it. They were, you know, wanted to put these beautiful images, right? And have the music behind them. So,
I mean, I'll go so far as even to say, like, I haven't heard an actual song. Like, I only hear, like, let's listen to it. Just like snip. That's what I'm saying. Like, it's like, the content really goes that far. It's like, are you making music for music or are you making music for content?
What is he doing? Oh yeah, so he was telling me that if you cut a carrot a certain way, you can play it like a flute. He really thinks that's gonna work? Apparently it's a thing. Just ignore him. Ready? Yeah, do me a favor, pull up that one session
Now, before we hear the song, because the song ain't played yet, right? The content. I mean, we can stop right there, right? Like, all of that was funny, or whatever. It's going somewhere, it's leading somewhere. It's
like,
interesting. It's telling
intriguing,
a story.
Put a grill in a carrot.
Like, there's a lot of stuff happening, you know what I'm saying? The fact that him cutting the carrot on the carrot board, the whole even setup of, it's a producer in a room and then artist walks in the room. Like, all of that is the content. That's the whole setup thing, right? All of that takes time. That takes planning. That takes whatever it takes, right? That take a lot. Okay, now let's listen to the actual song. And then it's like, also, it's like, do we think that the song, which one came first? The song or the content? And by looking at the other video that we looked at, we now know that the content came first. The content came first. But now let's listen to the song.
Yeah, look, they said that I couldn't do it, so I went and did it. W's only, you know I've been winning. Top of the world, the globe is spinning. If you know, I've been on a mission. Go. Okay, let's get it. Got a little time on my hands like a wristwatch. I don't got time for the breaks and the pit stop. Race through the gridlock, take it like Chris Rock. Right to the chin, still win. Heavy metals like Slipknot. Got the driving, I got tunnel vision. I just hit my stride the way I run the business. I've been making paper like I'm Dunder Mifflin. See the end game, I got one division. Look, I don't ever bother with a critic. Hit him with a chronicle of Riddick. Boom, bottle full of Ritalin. I hit him. Yo.
Now, I don't ever bother with a critic. Chronicles of Riddick have nothing to do with each other. I don't want to be too overcritical. Don't be too overcritical. But
we even do that with the music creation. So
because she said like, oh, change your flow, like change your lyrics, like add something in. Like that's literally why that's there. It's not to be like I'm talented as a lyricist. It's to make the content. I actually really like the song. Yeah. But I've never heard that song outside of Instagram.
Gotcha.
I've never heard it outside of YouTube Shorts. I've never heard that song ever. I don't even know if there's a full song.
Right. And I don't know if, I mean, I'm sure, viral like that, 1 point something million. I'm sure they, put it on the DSPs. But yeah, I think a lot of music like that on from like TikTok, Instagram. Yeah, you go and, you look like me, like, is that on?
So like listening to this, let's listen to him again, because listening to this,
Connor's writing
your budget.
We even do that with the music creation. So if Connor's writing a verse and the flow is the same for too long, I'll be like, that's not contentable. I need you to switch your flow up.
Contentable. That's not contentable. But everything is about content, to tell you the honest truth. This, what we're doing right here, is about content. Like this right here is content. Me, look, I did this little thing with my little computer like this, like, my live stream. I did that for content. I did that so I could be able to like make content, right? And so it's like everything is content, but contentable. I don't know if I've ever like made a track to be contentable.
Right. I was just about to say that. I think, just kind of going back to that comment, it's like, you make music. And we talked about that before, like before YouTube, before Instagram, before all this other stuff, like you made music, right? And it's like cool that you can build up, your music and, share it with others and use these platforms as like a tool to share your music. And then you make content, around your music. But at the end of the day, that's the focus. That's the center of everything. That's that's what you do. It's not like, oh, you're a content creator. Okay, what am I gonna use to make content? Oh, I'll just start making music or something, right? It's like the music was always in you. Yeah.
Even to the point where it's like with me, with making music was always even just like about playing music. Like it's the reason why when you look at like my studio, like I have this piano right here, I have a piano in front of me. Right, I have a drum set behind me. I have 3 guitars in the room. Like it's about playing music and learning how to play music. That's been the main thing. Have a trumpet, right? Don't forget about the trumpet. And I need to pull that out, but that's one of those instruments that's loud, so I can't play it all the time. But all of that was about that, right? It's the music is definitely first. Yeah. And then somebody will say like you need to create content so that people will know you, so people can see you. It's like, I don't want to create content so people will know me and see me and blow up or whatever. That's not what I'm doing in here. I'm actually just enjoying making music. You know what I'm saying? And I guess some other times, the imposter syndrome will kick in and I'll say, well, I don't want to show people me making music because it does not look contentable as other people's stuff, right? Where it's like, a lot of other people's stuff is very contentable. The way they play guitar, the way they play piano, the way they do stuff is contentable. finger drumming or even just playing drums, like what they do with their, on their systems, on their, music production, all of that stuff is contentable. It's like you can make content out of it.
Yeah. And also I want to say, like, I don't think that there's anything wrong with that. It's just knowing what the intentions are, right? Yeah. I don't think that there's anything, this like, the person who made that comment, they are obviously upset. They don't like this model. Content first, then music. They obviously don't like it. So that's what I'm saying. I don't think there's anything really wrong with that. Just,
because we're in a different world. We're in a different time, though. Like, that's the thing. We're in a different world in a different time where, like, now the place that we're at is like, what's important is what goes viral. Sometimes you could do it with your song, like Rhapsody, for example. Rhapsody is she's a MC, really dope. Hey, producer, come on, keep producing. But I was, because we having a conversation. Anyway, Rhapsody's super dope. And I feel like there's a lot of lyrics and things that she says that's like dope, ear catchy stuff, on another level than, some other things that you might hear. But it's like, is it contentable? It's like that's the new word of the day. It's like, no. And also, like, she goes and make a song, like, no one can tell her switch your flow this way or rap about this way so that we can make content about it.
That's the thing. It's like, it's like at some point it can be right that your integrity, because that just sounds so like, but it's something about like your ability or like your freedom as an artist to create, right? Because at the end of the day, anyone's making music, anyone's like, you're creating something, right? And it's like, when it's like, okay, well, is this contentable or not? It's like putting limits and like putting and it's not saying that, whatever you make isn't going to come out like dope or super cool, but also you're taking that risk, right? Of being constrained and being kind of confined in this box. And I don't know, I feel like that is something that, if you're going this route, something where, like, to be contentable, that could potentially hurt the artist down the line in their creativity, and kind of limiting that and being so like calculated and
do you think Old Town Road was made to be contentable? Contentable? How does she say it? Hold on, I gotta.
Your budget is determined by.
See how she said.
We even do that with the music creation. So if Connor's writing a verse and the flow is the same for too long, I'll be like, that's not contentable. I need you to switch your flow.
Contentable, the content, able to make content out of it. Do you think that song was made specifically with the intent to be contentable? Yeah, I said that already.
not necessarily. No, not necessarily. I don't think so. I think that was part of his artist.
I think you got to speak into the mic more, so because it's not picking.
No, I think I don't think so. I don't think that was a rollout. I think that was really him and his music and creativity bag, and it just so happened to be contentable and happened to go viral. But I don't necessarily think it was planned.
What about Industry Baby? Not the music video, but the actual song. Do you feel like the song was made to be contentable from the beginning? I don't know. And that's the last Lil Nas X song I'm going to bring up. But look, like Industry Baby as a song was like one of those songs, like it was the one for me where it was like, I'm not a fan of this person, but because of this song, I am a fan of this song. Like, should be, shouldn't be, message, whatever you want to say about it. But it's just like the beat I love that too. Like as a music producer, I love that whenever somebody like likes a song or are like excited about a song, they go the beat.
Yeah.
Like the beat is always the first thing. It's the first thing. The beat is crazy.
Yeah.
The beat is crazy, and then he has talent in the way of making that hook and everything like that. So it's just like, do you think that song was made to be contentable, or it was
made to go viral, to have TikTok dances, I mean it's literally called industry, baby. I absolutely think so. Yes.
Okay. Oh, I was gonna go the opposite way. I figured that he had a message to say in a song for sure, but I didn't know if it was like the way that they're saying it, like, oh, we gotta switch it up. Like here, I feel like a lot of ways, like Jack Harlow. I hate that. I feel like Jack Harlow is another example of this, and I feel like this guy raps like Jack Harlow. I feel like Jack Harlow, maybe even accidentally, but even like on that song, he raps the way that she's talking about. Change your flow in this way so it can be contentable. And he has a moment in the song
your budget.
that seems as though the reason why it's in the song is to be contentable.
Yeah, I can definitely see that. I mean, that's my take on it. I agree. Yeah.
We even do that with the music creation. So if Connor's writing a verse and the flow is the same for too long, I'll be like, that's not contentable. I need you to switch your flow up faster so that there can be a new moment where the beat drops and the producer goes,
Yeah.
Yeah,
once we started seeing how well the content was doing for the music, I started approaching my creative process with writing the music, thinking about what the content would be. And a lot of times the content would come first. So I would think, that whole carrot flute video did so well. And then we started thinking, what other weird instruments could we use? And then we would think of a weird instrument like a xylophone. And then we made a xylophone beat.
Oh, or one we wanted to do one where the fire alarm goes off mid-recording session, but he's like, wait, stay, that sounds sick. And then they bring out the beat pad and make a song.
We rap over a fire alarm. Yeah. So a lot of times we would think of the content first and then make the song.
I'm sorry.
I just feel like my face just says everything. Well, go ahead.
No, just give me the last thing. But it's interesting. He's kind of saying like, or they're kind of saying like, oh, I use it to help me in the creative process. I use the thinking of content, and that helps me write the song, or but.
Once you get so many millions of views.
Yeah. I mean, I think there's a lot of other factors.
I gotta confess, like I feel like I'm being critical to somebody that I'm doing something similar. Like when I go to make music nowadays, when I go to make music, I'm essentially making it for content. I'm not making it to be contentable. But like, even like, okay, I do like tutorials and I do beat cookups and I show people how to use Reason. But like when I'm making the music, that's the first thing. The forefront is I'm doing the live stream. I'm making this music for the live stream. I'm doing a tutorial. I'm making the music for the tutorial. It's not like, that's why I'm like being overcritical where it's like, all right, if we just keep it real, like you have some elements there as well that you kind of do the same thing.
Yeah, and like I said earlier, it's not necessarily something wrong with that. It's just
Right.
Once you get to a certain point, you have to see like is your creativity being stifled by that? Is it like So I just think that that's something that you and that person should be aware of.
I mean, there have been times where I used this piano instead of the MIDI keyboard because I wanted to record me visually playing the MIDI the piano, right? So like I could say like that was a moment of like I wanted to make it contentable, I wanted to make it something I could make content out of. But a lot of times it's the opposite. It's like I made the track, I didn't record any of it.
I was gonna say, yeah.
I made the track, enjoyed making the track, didn't record any of it, and then just came back later, and then now I'm like almost pretending.
Right, or even trying to. But you say you do that all the time. Like you'll make something be super dope, and you'll be like, Oh my goodness. I should have pressed record. I didn't press
recorded
record.
it.
It's like, no, we just.
I did not record it. All right, let's do
So,
one more.
Shaka Zulu, Ludacris's
Let's
manager.
see. This is what we'll do. We'll read the title before we watch it, and then we'll decide if that's something we want to watch. Okay. Scooter Braun. I found Justin Bieber because I was looking for the next Michael Jackson. I think we can say it together. 3, 2, 1. No. Okay.
Have you ever had that experience?
I have to sneeze. I don't want to watch this one. Nav, I give my friends. This looks interesting. This looks interesting, but I don't know. I give my friends a percentage of my publishing out of loyalty. Okay, let's read it. I definitely want to see some comments on this one too. All right, let's see what they say.
Like some of my friends from like a young age, I signed them to publish and do this stuff because they're producing music and writing. And especially like my best friend Frost, and like there'll be times when someone might give me one bar, you know what I'm saying? And I'll give them 10-15% of a record just because that's my boy, you know what I mean? They might do a hi-hat and a snare on a beat, and I might have done the whole thing, but I'll still give them 50% of the beat. I'll still give them 25%. It's just because I don't know, like I don't really care about money. I like seeing my friends happy and seeing them like feed their families and stuff. For me, I got enough. Like I'm just by myself, so I just I'm good with all this money that I got, so I just be sharing everything.
Does it ever? Because there'll be a time when, I don't know. Hopefully not that the money runs out, but do you ever feel the pressure of being the provider for your immediate crew? Like sometimes it's like you're the one that they go to, or you're the one that people depend on for them to be able to generate money. Does that ever get to you?
Instead of just giving to my friends, I created opportunities where they can make money for themselves. Like I show them, yo, you want to make beats? You got potential with music. Why don't you just pick up a computer here? I'll buy you a computer. I buy you a computer. I'll buy you the speakers. I'll buy you everything. And then now you generate income. Now these guys get publishing checks. They actually producing. And we got them in a system where we could send beats to anybody. Like I could call any artist. Cash could call any artist. You know what I mean? And Cash been helping me with it too, with my stuff. He's a good guy for that. But like that's just how I made it so that my friends can make money for themselves.
All right, I feel like there's a lot that could be said about this clip. I feel like there's a lot that could be said about this clip. First and foremost, I like the second half more than the first half. The first half, he essentially just said, okay, it's a lot. I'm telling you, there's a lot that could be said. When you're in the studio and you're working on something, if you're collabing with somebody, if somebody else does something with the track, then it behooves you to do right by them and give them. If you know what I'm saying, it goes by percentages, it goes by split sheets, but really think about it. Like you was making this beat, you know what I'm saying? I was there with you in there. I played this piano part. That was a part in the beat. You know what I'm saying? We kept it. You should give that person, you know what I'm saying, that credit. Whatever you want to work out, whatever percentage you want to work out, you should give that person that, because they are a part of the track. They played on the track, they did something to the track. You should give them something for that. As far as like, I don't know, 15% for a hi-hat? 15% for a hi-hat is kind of crazy.
That might have been hyperbole though. I mean, might have. I don't know. He might have actually done it.
Like 50% for something, then he changed it like 50%, 25%. Those are high numbers.
Yeah.
Those are high numbers. You think about it in terms of like the completion of the track as well. Like say like for you to get 50% of this track means that it means like 50% of the work was done. 50% of like you earn 50% of this track because of what you inputted is half of the beat. Like that is a big part of the beat, is what I would think if I was giving somebody 50%. So like 50% is a lot. 25% is a lot.
Yeah.
15% for what he was saying
Yeah.
could be a lot. Like if he would have been like, oh, like for example, like in music production, people create loops. So you create a loop and then you send the loop out. Most times they call it royalty free, but a lot of times if you are going to make a track that could get, that could get publishing, that could be used by an artist that is going to put it on their album or something like that, the loop maker wants to be a part of those splits. Now it's no longer royalty free, but because that is a core part of a lot of these beats, right? Like, I think it was EXO Tour Life has like a loop, the loop from EXO Tour Life, which is, I don't really care if you cry, so don't you love me, you know what I'm saying? That's a loop. Somebody created a loop, and then that loop was given to a producer who then formed the rest of the track. So we're talking about like a loop pack 1999 or whatever the value of it was. You gave that to the producer. The producer then turns it and makes it into, you know what I'm saying, a platinum single, you know, that's generating millions, right? So the loop maker in that scenario, whoever that is, might say, "Hey, I want part of this loop." I think in that scenario, it's a little bit different in terms of how he got the loop, but that has happened many a times where someone, you know, producer A sends a loop to producer B, and then it's like, hey, you know, they make a song out of it, and it becomes like the full, you know, it becomes like the full thing of that song. You know, the main core of that song. Yeah, you should definitely send somebody a percentage if that's the case. But like, oh, he chose this hi-hat, so I gave him 15%.
And I definitely feel like what the message was, and also what he the information, what he's trying to kind of, you know, relay is the fact that, you know, he's given his friends and the people around him like an opportunity, because I'm assuming, and tell me if I'm right, but once somebody gets, like, for example, like a percentage of like a publishing, right, they can put that not necessarily on like their resume, but they can say that, like, hey, actually I have credits on this album, or I have credits from this artist, and that can help them to get more placements and more, right?
Absolutely.
Okay, so then they can use that. So I think that's more so what he's trying to say, like why he does these kind of outlandish things. Like, to you, right, you're like, okay, why? Or like, to me, right, it's like, why would you do that? Why would you go out of your way, or, you know, give such a high percentage for such little work? And it's like, I think he's just really trying to give them an opportunity so that they can create opportunities for themselves, right, and kind of build themselves up as like producers, artists, whatever the case may be.
And
that's super dope.
It is. And that absolutely makes sense. You will find in this situation not a lot of people that are going to be that as gracious, right? It's like, no, like, this is my song, my track. I get my own publishing. I can tell you right now, like, what has been said about, you know, a lot of artists that are out there is like, if you have a musician, or if you have somebody that comes in and they play something or they create the track, a lot of times they don't get publishing. They don't get the credit. They don't get writer's credit or anything like that. It's like, we're going to pay you for the time that you put in to do, and then you'll get this kind of credit on the album. But that don't account to publishing. That does not account to you getting paid for when the song generates money from streams, or generates money from plays, or generates money from, you don't get any of those rights because they are not giving you the writer's credit too. Now, these artists that will do stuff like that, like, you would be so gracious and so blessed to be on their music, you know what I'm saying, in any capacity, to get any kind of credit on their music. But still, are they supposed to do that? No, they probably should be more closer to what he is doing for his friends. They should be doing that for their co-music producers, their co-musicians, their, you know, different people like that. But with power comes great responsibility. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. I like the second part. You know, like he said, he puts them in position to now be able to make music with some of the biggest people. You know what I'm saying? Puts them in the position to now be able to make music with other people. But
I want to see some of these comments, because
first I wasn't feeling him, but at the end I do.
Okay, that's your sentiment.
Same thing. He's not spoiling his friends. He created opportunities, which in turn his friends get to be men and take care of their families. The whole idea of don't give somebody a fish, teach them how to fish. right? That whole thing. He definitely was, you know, the fish market was open. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't completely closed. He definitely was at least selling fish. Fire, but 15% is different if you sign to a label and they taking everything else. All depends on that split sheet, but they definitely gonna get something. Now, you know, percentages, you know what I'm saying? Like somebody say, okay, like a song is a pie. Take the pie, you start cutting, you know, the different parts. If it's just you and you did everything on the song and you did all the publishing, and if you did everything all together, one thing, then you got 100% of the pie. And the minute that you add anybody else in, then there's a split in that pie. It could be 10%, 15%, 30%, 50%, whatever the split is what you decide upon it. So how many ever times and how many ever people you got, that's how many times it gets split. And sometimes the pie gets split like 50-50. And then the next thing comes out, it doesn't split like say it's me and you and we're 50-50. The next time it's split, say, oh, take it out of your split. I'm still keeping 50. Take it out of your splits. It's not going to be 33 in the third between the three of us. No. It's going to be 50. And then you and you. Y'all figure it out. You feel me? So sometimes splits work like that too. Sasha, what's up, man? Welcome to the stream. Well, you know, Charlie Puth and Megan Trainor are super talented, and they are not scared to use it. I don't think they're scared to use just listen to Megan's harmony or her 50 style. I think Sasha's talking about the talent. The talent conversation from earlier. For sure, Sasha. And that's the idea of about when you have talent, then you can pick and choose. When you have talent, then you can say, okay, how crazy am I going to get today? When you don't have talent, it's like, how do we get by? How do we get by on feels, or like how do we get by on, you know? I think that's the difference. But it's easy to like Lupe Fiasco. It's easy for them to dumb it down, and you smarten up. I can dumb my lyrics down. Can you smarten up? So if you have talent, you can go whichever way you want to go. And just know that you might go over somebody's head, but you're still talented. Right.
And you know, I really like that comment, Sasha, actually, because Megan Trainor is like absolutely super talented.
Gucci,
and also,
I'm in my Louis Vuitton.
I mean, she has a hits, but yeah, absolutely.
I made you look.
Absolutely. But that's interesting because, you know, she's able to bring that talent in, be contentable, and you know all that. But that I think that's where that talent comes in, right? Like you said, you can pick and choose. Like, okay,
right. You could decide that you're going to flourish in your talent, or you can. That's what I think the difference, or what's important in that conversation. You know, not to overthink it. You have the talent, but do you have to in this one moment? That kind of thing. So let's see. Speaking of Lupe Fiasco, I was just talking about him. How'd that happen? Lupe Fiasco, I can't appreciate my Grammy. We're going to do like one or two more. Lupe Fiasco, I can't appreciate my Grammy because you have to play the game to win one.
Greg talked about it. I'm interested to hear what he has.
You're interested to hear? Okay, let's see what Lupe is.
I sound like
if it's a fundraiser, and the goal is to get the most popular people in the room at the time, not the most creative. You know, not the most because it's a dude with an underground album whose shit is fire, right? But because he doesn't have a deal, because he's not on a major rec label, because he doesn't have a major agency behind him, and he's not under major management, like all those other steps, he's not even going to get on the ballot, he or she. And they got the best album that you never heard. And then you hear the best album, you're like, yo, that shit right there was fire. And you look at all the nominees, and this is across all the award shows. The only one that I think is like super legit is the Billboards. Because the Billboard is very clear. This shit is based on radio play and album sales. If you're not selling albums, if you're not on the radio, then you'll never get a Billboard award. But it's different when the metrics for other kind of successes, and even selling records, IRA plaques and all that, it's a different finagle that goes into that. So it's hard to appreciate it. It's hard to appreciate it once you know what goes on. I'm speaking for myself. It's hard for me to appreciate my Grammy knowing what all of the bullshit that went into getting it.
Lupe Fiasco, everybody. I love the comment section. Comment section get on my nerves. I can't even read it because I was just highlighting. I can't even read it, but it's just basically like saying like, yeah, duh. Like obviously that's how
now
it works.
though
God.
but would you say
stupid.
would you say maybe 10 years ago this was known amongst just the normal population? Like, do you think that people really knew the machine and what really went behind a lot of these number ones and Grammy Award winning and all these like top artists? Do you think that 10 years ago people really knew, kind of like the Wizard of Oz, right? It was like that sheet, that curtain, right? That veil.
That's a good point.
Between. So, now with this wealth of information, everybody can go on the internet and say what's true and what's happening. It's like, this wealth of knowledge that we have access to. Now it's like, well, yeah, duh. Like, yeah, we know, because this person told us, this person, this, that, Prince. Listen, I could be here all night. Yeah.
I almost looked over my shoulder when she said
Prince,
that. I was like,
Prince,
hold on,
I could say a lot about Prince. I love Prince, but Prince, back even in like the 80s and not forever, he always talked this, but I think 10 years, even 10 years ago, it wasn't really known to the masses and just the common consumer of music, things like that. These things that were really happening in the back end. So yeah, that comment absolutely like, yeah, duh, like we know now, yeah, but
yeah.
Maybe back then, even like when Lupe Fiasco was like, I'm not gonna say like when he was like big, but at the top of the charts, let's just say that, 'cause he's always been talented. But when he's at the top of the charts, did we know what had to go on behind the scenes and behind closed doors? Like, no,
I don't think so.
I think the common person did not know those.
I think they put the people in front of you that you think will win because it's like, oh yeah, that makes sense that they win. And I think that part of that decision making process is like what he's talking about. It's like what he says. It's like, yeah, it's popularity. It's who you know. And people have been saying that your entire life. People have been saying this exact same thing your entire life. It's not what you know. It's not even what you can do. It's who you know. Yeah. It's not your talent. It's not your skill. It's not any of those things. It's not even how much money you have, really. It's who you know, because you can have millions and billions of dollars and still not get this because it's about like who you know and who knows you.
Yeah.
And so no. It's just like people been saying that, and so often we still look at it and say, well, we want it to be about talent, and we want, because it's an award, and so we think of it that way, like, oh yeah, I want this award to be about talent. And so often, like in music, that's the thing, like we have to remember that it's art. And sometimes art is not going to get the look, and it's not going to get the reward that you think that it should get, or like that other people will give you. But it has to be just art and plain and simple. It has to just be that sometimes. Because sometimes the only ways that you can get the appreciation is by devaluing the art and putting a different value to it. So you say this song is a good song because it went #1 on Billboard. No, it was a good song because of the way that the chord progression makes you feel when you hear the chord progression. Or it's a good song because the melody was very rememberable. Or it was a good song because you put your all into the lyrics. Like, these are things that make art, right? Or it was a good song, because I liked it and I like how I felt and I like how it makes people feel when they hear it. Those things are good songs. But when you take away the art of art, then it doesn't become about the art. And then it has to become about something that you can count or something that you can keep track of. So the song is now good because it went #1. The song is good because it has this many streams. The song is good because all of these things that have nothing to do with art, right? And so I feel him at least I think I feel him when he says, I can't appreciate my Grammy because it's like, I didn't get the Grammy because of the effort that I thought I should get it for. I didn't get the Grammy because of the art. I got the Grammy because of I had to play the game.
The handshakes behind the doors.
The people I knew, the people that knew me. This is the reason why I got the Grammy. I got the Grammy because of the music video that I did that year, and it put me into a different kind of light than what my other previous times, what it did. Like, it's not about the lyrics. They don't care about the lyrics. They don't like Lupe Fiasco is one of the people that will put in double, triple entendres and then somehow will be like a quadruple entendre. You didn't even know that it was in there, where it's just like all of these references from the beginning of his song, like the first word that he says in his song to the last word that he says in his song. It's all weaved together in this beautiful timeline, and you don't even notice it or recognize it. And that's what he should be getting a Grammy for. But he's not getting a Grammy for that. He's getting the Grammy because he shook the right hand, or he was able to take his champagne flute, his champagne glass, and cheers it to the right person in the right time, or he was able to whatever. I don't know, because I've never won a Grammy and I don't know exactly how he got his Grammy, but I feel what he is saying when he says I can't appreciate it, because I know that it's not like, oh, like a bunch of people was like really listening to my lyrics and like they quantifiably was like, no, Lupe should get this award because he has way more double entendres. And look at the way that he like rides the beat. Like he knows it has nothing to do with the art part of his art. I said a lot. I hope some of it made sense.
No, absolutely.
Sasha says, in my opinion, 808 artists killed the talented people. There are so many talented artists out there. By the way, I really like Lupe, but where is he now? And if Tupac and Biggie were alive, what will they do now? I think they do their own thing. I think that they was already doing their own thing. I don't think that any of the music that Tupac made or any of the music that Biggie Smalls made was being made for somebody else, or like being made like, it's definitely not contentable.
Yeah, and
even though it was even though a lot of the stuff that they said was contentable.
Yeah, and I think for me, like I think like what back in like the 80s, and what was like content, like pop music, like that's what I would say, like that was the music standard for something that was contentable. Could it be played on the airwaves, like with this popular music? So
right,
yeah, to that point, yeah, I think that would hope that they would kind of continue in that vein of kind of creating their own lane and staying true to themselves and their artistry.
I think that that's what they would do. I think that Sasha makes a good point. I like what he was, the comment that he was making. We had to, this is where I would say we have to be a little careful. And that is that like art is art and talent is talent. I cannot do what some of these 808 artists do. And I think I understand where he's coming at. I was watching this video recently. It was talking about Lil Yachty. And it was talking about how Lil Yachty went from, the music that he started making with at the very beginning, and then being called a mumble rapper because of the freestyles that he was doing, where he was not really rapping. He was doing mumble rap. Like a lot of them do it, like, what I'm saying, it's mumble rap, whatever. And then traversing past that, where people just didn't like him at all. And he was like, it was like, no. But then throughout his entire place, he kept a core audience, and that core audience stayed with him the entire way. Right. So the onlookers that was looking like, that was like, he's not pure hip hop. They were onlooking and they came and they went. And then the people that was like, the people that was really for him stayed the entire time. So now he has traversed through time in such a way that he's kept himself relevant, not because of what everybody else was saying, but simply because of what his audience was saying, because of what his audience was looking for in his music. I'm saying that to say, like, some people will look at him and say, oh, he's just a mumble rapper. He's just like this and just like that. But like a lot of people look at him, he's still selling albums. He's still streaming. He's still writing songs.
Writing. That's the
He's
crazy
still
part.
writing songs. He's still writing songs. He is writing songs with artists.
Hit songs.
Artists that have dissed him have now been on songs with him. You know, he's still doing his thing. So like, and this was the other part. I didn't get to the part that I was trying to say. Not everybody can do what we might say it or think it. Not everybody can do what he does. Not everybody can do what Young Thug does, rap the way Young Thug does, be melodic the way that he is, Future. Because I'm thinking about like 808 artists. Not everybody has it. Not everybody has it where they can actually, you know, create that sound and keep that sound or keep that audience for so long. You know, where is Lupe Fiasco now? That's a really good question because, you know, I like how you mentioned earlier, like around the time that he was around when he was on top or something like that, like something like you said. It's just like, yeah, like a person of that caliber, a person of that talent, that should never be the case. It should he just always be around. He should always be in the conversation, just like everybody else is in it. Just like we talk about, if we say the big three, who the big three?
Drake.
Mm-hmm.
Kendrick.
Mm-hmm. Come on, say his name. Don't you do him like that. Cole, you're right. Yes, Drake, Kendrick, Cole. Why Lupe Fiasco cannot be in that top three? How come Lupe Fiasco cannot be in that top three? Like, dude, like, is somebody going to tell me that his pen is not able to be there? Like, is somebody going to really sit up here and tell me that Lupe Fiasco's pen cannot be there? No, it's something about, like I said, keeping your fan base, keeping your artistry alive. You know what I'm saying? It's something about that. So for as much as we could say, oh, you know, this people did this or this people did that or this style of music or, you know, whatever we could say, it's like, man, he kept his audience. Lil Yachty kept his audience. And Young Thug kept his audience. Future kept his audience. All these people have an audience. They are here for it. They've been around. It's just fun music, I guess, you know? It's fun music. Hey, man. Appreciate y'all for watching the stream, man. We did something a little bit different tonight. We're going to be, you know what I'm saying, having fun with this from time to time. Just having some little conversations, just reacting to the internet. I'm here with my wife. Say hi, Tasia. Oh, you know, you got to actually speak into
hey,
the
everyone.
microphone. There we go. You know what I'm saying? So make sure that they can hear you. I appreciate y'all for coming through, those that did. And of course, like the replay will be up. Eventually, we'll put it for members only, but we'll put it up so that you guys can see it. He's not contentable. No, I don't think he is. I don't think he is. I don't think that this is the last thing I'm going to say too, Sasha. The difference is I don't think that Lupe Fiasco has ever made something to be content. I think that you could definitely clearly see some people make music, they make songs, they make these videos because that's what sells, because that's what they want, right? He's saying hi. They want to go viral. They want to have a video that's a viral hit. And the music is suffering. And or it's secondary, and or it is being helped by. I don't know. I don't think in the case of Carrot Flute Man that the music is being helped by him being contentable. I don't think that's the case. I think it's great that he's able to generate so many views, but I don't think that is like, oh, it's creating the best music he'll ever make because he's thinking of content. I just don't think that. I don't think, to mention, you know, like we're talking about Tupac, I don't think you get Brenda Got a Baby because it's trying to be contentable. Right. It was a real story. It is content. It definitely made for a dramatic moment, a message, but it's very clear the message was first. Right. The message was, and you could just see that. I don't think Lupe Fiasco makes music to be like, I want to make a visual or I want to make a video. Or I want this to be content so that other people will watch this video or watch this visual. No, it's like, I have a message or whatever his message. Or, hey, guess what? I just want to pull out my samurai sword and flex on y'all real quick. I just want to show y'all that my steel is still sharp. You know what I'm saying? And I say that, what I mean by that is he just want to show y'all that I got a better pen. Sometimes J. Cole do that. Sometimes J. Cole, has a super, he has a message. And then other times it's like, I'm just gonna show y'all that my pen is really ill. I'm just gonna go crazy. I'm just gonna rip. You know what I'm saying? I think of that like on the last song that he did with Drake. I feel like that. Big as the Super Bowl. Big as the what? Big as the what? Big as the what? Big as the what? Big as the Super Bowl. I feel like that's what he did. All right, but y'all, you know what I'm saying? Thank y'all so much, man. I appreciate y'all. My name is Chris Reed Beats. I'm right there down there in the corner. You can definitely sign up for one-on-one cook-ups and tutorials and everything like that. But I'm not even going to go through all of that. I appreciate y'all for watching the stream. Say bye one more time, Tasia. Thank you for coming on, by the way.
Bye, everyone. Fun to be here.
Appreciate y'all, man. Y'all have a good night. Subscribe for more. Deuces.
Peace. That's the Chris Reed. Peace.
Peace.